Everyone's talking about manifestation. Visualize what you want, raise your vibration, think positive, and it'll come to you. But here's what nobody tells you: manifestation without action is just wishful thinking. And most people are doing it completely wrong. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you what manifestation actually is, why it works when it works, and the three practices that turn desire into reality instead of just fantasy. I used to think manifestation was magic. I'd visualize my dream life, I'd make vision boards, I'd affirm what I wanted, and then I'd wait for the universe to deliver. Spoiler alert, nothing happened. I felt like a failure, like I wasn't spiritual enough, like I wasn't believing hard enough. But the problem wasn't my belief. The problem was that I misunderstood what manifestation actually is. I thought it was about thinking my way to success. It's not. It's about aligning your energy, taking inspired action, and getting out of your own way. Once I understood the real mechanics of manifestation, everything changed. Not because the universe suddenly started granting my wishes, but because I stopped waiting and started creating. I stopped focusing on what I didn't have and started embodying who I needed to become. And that shift is what actually manifests things. Not wishful thinking, but intentional alignment and action. Here's what we're covering. First, what manifestation actually is and why most people misunderstand it. Second, the three reasons manifestation fails and what's really blocking you. And third, the three practices that make manifestation work so you can actually create what you want instead of just dreaming about it. Let's start with what manifestation is not. It's not magic. It's not the universe delivering things just because you visualize them. It's not about thinking positive thoughts and waiting for miracles. That's the Instagram version of manifestation. The watered down, oversimplified version that doesn't actually work. Real manifestation is a combination of neuroscience, psychology, and aligned action. And when you understand how it actually works, you realize it's not mystical, it's practical. Here's what's really happening when manifestation works. First, your brain has something called the reticular activating system. It filters information based on what you focus on. When you set a clear intention and focus on what you want, your brain starts noticing opportunities related to that intention. Things that were always there but you weren't seeing. This isn't magic, it's attention. You're priming your brain to look for what you're seeking. Second, your energy affects your behavior. When you believe something is possible and you embody the feeling of already having it, you act differently. You take more risks, you show up more confidently, you make different choices, and those behaviors create different results. This isn't the universe conspiring for you, it's you showing up as the person who gets what they want. And that version of you takes the actions that create the outcome. Third, your beliefs shape your reality, not in a woo-woo way, in a very practical way. If you believe you're worthy of success, you pursue opportunities. If you believe you'll fail, you self-sabotage. Your beliefs drive your actions. Your actions create your results. So when you shift your beliefs through manifestation practices, you shift your reality. Not because the universe is listening, but because you're changing how you show up. So yes, manifestation works, but not the way most people think. It works because it changes you, your focus, your energy, your actions. And when you change, your results change. That's manifestation, not magic, just alignment and effort in the right direction. Now here are the three reasons manifestation fails for most people. Understanding these will save you years of frustration. Reason 1. You're manifesting from lack, not abundance. Most people use manifestation when they feel desperate. I need money, I need love, I need success. And that energy of need is the problem, because need implies lack, and lack is what you manifest more of. When you're vibrating at the frequency of not having, you attract more experiences of not having. Not because the universe is punishing you, but because your energy of desperation creates desperate actions, or no action at all. You're too afraid to move because you need it too badly. Manifestation only works when you're already feeling abundant, when you feel okay without the thing you want, when you're desiring from fullness, not need. Because that energy of abundance creates confident action, risk-taking, creativity, and those behaviors create results. So if you're manifesting from lack, you're blocking yourself. You need to feel abundant first, then manifest. Reason 2. You're visualizing but not acting. This is the biggest mistake. You visualize your dream life, you feel the feelings, you believe it's coming, and then you sit on your couch waiting for it to show up. But manifestation isn't a substitute for action, it's preparation for action. You visualize to prime your brain, to embody the energy, to clarify what you want. But then you have to move. You have to take steps toward what you're manifesting. Even small steps, even uncertain steps. Action is what bridges imagination and reality. The universe doesn't deliver, you do. But when you've aligned your energy through manifestation, your actions are more effective. You see opportunities, you make better choices, you show up differently. That's the power. Not that you can sit still and things appear, but that you move with more clarity and confidence when you've done the internal work first. Reason 3, you're attached to the outcome and the timeline. You want it to happen now. You want it to happen exactly the way you envisioned, and when it doesn't, you give up. You think manifestation doesn't work, but that's not how it works. You set the intention, you take aligned action, and then you surrender the how and when. You trust that if it's meant for you, it'll come in the right way at the right time. And if it doesn't come, something better will. Attachment blocks manifestation because it creates resistance. You're gripping, forcing, desperate, and that energy repels. Detachment allows manifestation because you're open, trusting, flowing, and that energy attracts. So if you're attached to a specific outcome or timeline, you're making it harder. Loosen your grip, trust the process, and allow it to unfold. Now here's how to actually practice manifestation so it works. These aren't fluffy visualization exercises. These are practical steps that create real results. Practice number 1. Clarify the feeling, not just the thing. Most people focus on what they want: the car, the relationship, the money, the job. But manifestation isn't about things, it's about states of being. Ask yourself, what will having this thing give me? How will I feel when I have it? Safe, free, loved, confident? That feeling is what you're actually manifesting, not the thing itself. Once you know the feeling, start embodying it now. If you want financial success because it'll make you feel free, find ways to feel free right now. Make choices that honor your freedom. Spend time doing things that make you feel free. Dress like someone who feels free. You're training your nervous system to operate at the frequency of the feeling you want. And when you're already vibrating at that frequency, things that match that frequency start showing up. This is the secret. You don't manifest the thing and then feel the feeling. You feel the feeling first and then the thing manifests, because you're already being the person who has it. And that version of you takes the actions and makes the choices that create the outcome. Practice number 2. Take aligned action every single day. Manifestation isn't passive. You don't just visualize and wait. You visualize and then you move. Every day, take at least one action toward what you're manifesting. Even if it's small, even if you're not sure it'll work, you're building momentum. You're proving to yourself and the universe that you're serious, that you're not just wishing, you're creating. Aligned action is action that feels right, that feels exciting or scary in a good way, that feels like movement toward your goal. It's not forced, it's not desperate, it flows. You get an intuitive hit to reach out to someone, you do it. You see an opportunity that aligns with your vision, you take it. You feel pulled to learn something new, you start. You're following the breadcrumbs, taking the next right step, and each step builds on the last. Also, detach from the outcome of each action. You're not taking action to make something happen. You're taking action because it's aligned. Whether this particular action leads to your goal or not doesn't matter. You trust that if you keep moving in the direction of your vision with aligned action, you'll get there. Maybe not the way you thought, but you'll get there. Practice number 3. Release and trust the process. After you've set your intention and taken your action, you let it go. You don't obsess. You don't check constantly to see if it's working. You don't grip with desperation. You release it. You trust that what's meant for you is coming, and you go live your life, fully, presently, without waiting for your manifestation to arrive so you can finally be happy. This is the paradox. The moment you stop needing it to happen, it happens. Because you're no longer blocking it with attachment. You're open, you're allowing, you're trusting. And that state of trust is magnetic. Things flow to you when you're not forcing, when you're not micromanaging the universe, when you're just being, doing, and allowing. And here's what surrender looks like practically. You notice yourself obsessing about your manifestation. You catch yourself. You say, I trust this is unfolding. I release control of how and when. And you redirect your attention to the present moment, to what you can do today, to enjoying your life now instead of waiting for your life to start when your manifestation arrives. Here's what I want you to understand. Manifestation works, but not the way Instagram gurus tell you. It works when you combine inner alignment with outer action, when you embody the feeling before you have the thing, when you trust the process instead of controlling it. It's not magic, it's practical spirituality, and it creates real results when you do it right. We covered what manifestation actually is: alignment of focus, energy, and action. We identified why it fails: manifesting from lack, visualizing without acting, attachment to outcome. And we walked through what actually works: clarify the feeling, take aligned action daily, release, and trust. This isn't about sitting on your couch visualizing. It's about becoming the person who has what you want, acting like them, thinking like them, feeling like them, and then taking the steps that person would take. That's manifestation. That's how you create the life you want, not through wishful thinking, but through intentional becoming. So here's your practice. Pick one thing you want to manifest. Ask yourself, how will I feel when I have this? Start embodying that feeling today. Take one aligned action toward it, and then release it. Trust the process, and watch what unfolds. Let me know in the comments, what are you manifesting, and what feeling are you embodying? I want to hear your journey. Manifestation is real, but it requires you to show up, to align, to act, to trust. Are you ready? Welcome to Conscious Creation. This is where magic becomes practical.